We hope all our listeners are coping with the school rack issues as term time begins once more. What mark are we giving Project Elacobi at present, Piers Gray? B+, A-? What's your red pen thinking, sir? Good evening to you.
Very good evening, Sean. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Better than Gillian Keegan, although I'll get away from the school and concrete puns as soon as I can. But school reports, topical. We're all back to school. How's Elacobi and the Stones done so far in your eyes?
Yeah, I think it's a big change. It's a new season. There's new signings coming in. It's a new team. It's George's first season as a manager, so there's, the expectations aren't going to be as high as they have been in previous seasons. But look, we've had a positive start. I think a couple of games where have been a bit hit and miss and a few mistakes that. But that was always going to happen, wasn't it? With a new team and a new manager, there's always going to be mistakes. That's written in the rules there, and but I think we've had a positive start. And
that could be completely the wrong direction. I haven't got my ball bearings around here to know where exactly that is, but it's certainly in front of him as that goal kick is taken, and Aaron Sibia takes a touch after a couple of headers. And the area with some quick feet, but his own limbs were quicker. Wanjo Smith gets around the outside of ring. Wanjo Smith goes to ground.
Just been pulled back there. He was definitely beating his man, and I think he's going to get a book in here.
He is already for Jason Ring, a man who got 2 yellow cards against Torquay.
Wanjo was beating him for pace for days.
Before the end of the night, obviously of a Maidstone perspective, of those of you listening on National League TV, we try not to be too biased, but we are a Maidstone supporters commentary team. Throw-in comes in, cleared away, comes to the edge of the box though, and Vaz will thunder one, and Coverland will get 2 mitts to that and claw it away for a corner on this near side.
It wasn't hit with much pace, but it was sort of floating up into that top corner, and Coverland did great to get across to it and get 2 hands across and put it out for a corner. But
arm from Kelly onto the back of the head of Amanchi, nothing done there. Aaron Sibia to Ezenolin to Bone, switches the play to the right hand side, and Liam Souls in about a week of space. He's got Vaz ahead of him, blocking him off. Soul comes inside, then goes outside, finds the Kelly there. He's being blocked off by Benton in a defensive position. Soul and Reynolds gets a shot blocked. Wanjo Smith releases it first time in the box to Kelly. Reynolds not enough on the pass, and Vaz clears only as far as Soul to Aaron Sibia with space at the edge of the box. Goes for a shot, and it's just wide of the far post. Potential there for a ball there to Ezenolin on this near side.
Quite scrappy defending there from Aveley, isn't it? You'd thought with only 2 goals conceded, is it, this season?
Have been about the better side. I think putting the adjective largely would have done us and Aveley a bit of an injustice, frankly. Bit of head tennis on the halfway line. Fowler takes out Hughes, and it's played wide to Rush, who's in on goal, and he's fired it straight at Coverland. Great advantage played by referee Robinson there, as much as we've been in his ear for the last 5 minutes getting in the way. Could have easily blown up for that. Brown manages to win the ball, and Maidstone 3-on-3 at the back here. Reynolds with the ball through Amanchi, and Gibbs just about does enough. Then ends up bringing down Wanjo Smith, and the yellow card is going to be coming out here for skipper Gibbs. A very easy one to give. You can see the linesman there. I think he'd gone into his book to have a look, but it did also look like he gave the tug signal to referee Robinson.
That was a fantastic save from Coverland.
Free kick is finally going to come in from Kelly now that Robinson sees enough of a break in play and Dosey Doan in the box. Kelly's free kick comes in, headed out by Kelly of the Aveley variety. Headed back to Fowler, about 30 yards from goal. Back line to Aaron Sibia, and he's going to have to go further back to Ezenolin. Ball chipped over the top. Reynolds is watching that one through. Gibbs gets the last touch on that one, and a goal kick has somehow been given. And I'm not one for having a go at referees, but that is a pretty terrible decision. As a former referee myself, I can see why he might not have seen that, because the back of Reynolds might well have skewed that look rather than a pass. That comes back to North yet again. Vaz his outlet this time on the left. Ball in field to Rush. Challenge comes in from Brown, and I think could be a yellow card for Rafe Brown there. Not the smartest of challenges. Broke up the play, but only on the halfway line there, Piers. I didn't think there was too much going on for that.
Might have been a late leg stuck out there by Rafe, but
he plays the ball into the midfield to Wanjo Smith. Odelusi with some calm control away from Reynolds there. And referee Robinson, to be fair, eventually gets out the way of Aveley, so anybody complaining it's been a one-way track, he's also nearly managed to headbutt the top scorer for Aveley this season. And Wanja Smith just not anticipating that ball. He's leaned away from it rather than leant into it. And he's half a yard away from that. So it's Benton on the left-hand side. Good run this from him. Back line to Vaz. Pass played a bit heavy, but they managed to keep control of it. Benton with a flick. Another one over the top. Aliero could be in here. Gets the ball back across the face of goal to Garrett Kelly on the right-hand side. Funded across the box. And eventually Reynolds will clear. Up to Amanchi in front of. There's a Nolim's pushed up wide on this left-hand side as an outlet if needed. Brown does well to keep that one in, but loses possession. It's a heavy pass from Kovalan. So it's Benton on this left-hand side with a lot of running in him. Brown up the line to Manchi, who can't keep possession. Vaz with the ball up the line. Ball inside. He's onside here as Aliero. Fowler with a block first time. Kovalan with a block and save second. Brown heads up. Aaron Sibia heads away further. Reynolds thunders it over to the dugouts, to the Maidstone bench. 8.5 minutes gone of this second half on National League TV and Stones live corner. Chip to the near post, headed away by Solwanjo Smith. Aliero with the ball back out to Benton. He's got two on him. Trying to get it on his left foot, goes back out right, comes back inside again, gets the left footed cross in, goes all the way across and it goes in directly from the cross. And it is John Benton, whose wizardry on the left-hand side has managed to put that ball in the back of the net, and Maidstone United are behind and concede the first goal of the evening. It's Maidstone United 1, Maidstone United 0. I wish, Maidstone United 0, Aveley 1.
Unfortunately, I don't think there was much. I mean, it's not great for Maidstone, is it? I think
quite a bit of space to work into. Aaron Sibia finds Brown on this right-hand side to Reynolds. Getting out wide, but the crosses aren't flowing like they were on Saturday. Here's Sol. Takes a pirouetted touch. He's got Aaron Sibia back line. He's got Brown back line as well. No one making a run. Willing. Reynolds does. Now is Aaron Sibia with a bit of space. Gets a shot in straight at the defender. Kelly wins the ball and a second time. Gets it out to Liam Sol. Gets that cross into the back stick. It's too far away from Amanchi. Cheers and Olin will have a go at this. Taking on Aliero with a couple of lollipops. Gets the ball to the back post. Does he know it's the near post? And keeper North is having to push that one away, and the Genko awakes and is arisen by that cross shot.
Yeah, no, good response there from the Maidstone players off the Aveley goal. They've got.
It is Kelly's corner that finally comes in. Comes all the way to the back stick. Header back across goal. Reynolds leaves it. Gets a touch to Kelly. Tries to play it back inside to Reynolds and instead loses the ball. Now Aveley come away with it. They have a man over, but not many. Everybody back for Aveley pretty much. And Aaron Sibia, ball out wide. Ezanolim's going to do an overlapping run if it can be found. Instead, Reynolds dinks the ball to the back post. Wanja Smith underneath it. And Manchi with the ball to his back. He's going to turn and shoot, and it's blocked. Comes to Reynolds, who leans back and puts it over the bar. Maidstone building, but frustrating the way that they're not converting those chances there.
Definitely putting on the pressure now, Maidstone.
As you can see them come in from so far away, the way they bend through and nobody comes to claim it. Manchi's claimed that one though. He's got a flick on. He's got a second bite of this cherry now as well. Rolls one man, tries to block a second, ends up leaving something on him instead, and Amanchi gets himself a yellow card for that one. It seemed like a ball was there to be won, Piers, but
yeah, no, I think Levi just trying to do a little bit too much there and lost it, and then he's obviously tried to go in and win that ball back, and he's come out.
Certainly there's some things that have gone either way this evening. That kick is going in one direction, and that is north, although I said it was north by northwest earlier. Instead, Kelly with the ball forward, flick on by Manchi. Wanja Smith can't get there. Sol now bringing it into the attacking half, and Vaz, nothing given by referee Robinson, and Vaz clearly stopped him getting the ball there. Aaron Sibia in possession.
The Gallagher Stadium.
3.5 minutes left, plus stoppages, of which we're hopeful there'll be a few from a Maidstone point of view. Obi can't get control of the ball. It's raced away from him. Headed down by Vaz. Can't touch it through Brown. Benton manages to get a ball to the right-hand side to Rush. The man who's been so instrumental in a lot that's been done for Aveley tonight. And Bone manages to get it away from him. There's an Olim down the left-hand side. Shoulders Aliero away. He's got Garrett Kelly in close proximity as well. Finds Wanjo Smith with the ball to the right-hand side to Liam Sol. Gets across into the box. Amanchi with a header. The first real headed chance that Amanchi's had all night. And it goes over the bar.
That's where you wanted him. That's where we need him. And, yeah, really nice play there from Maidstone. Lovely ball from Wanjo Smith out to Liam Sol. And
Wanjo Smith beaten to the ball. Brown takes it, well, tries to take a touch. Fowler with a half volley ball out wide to Liam Sol. Rafe Brown's gone and run ahead of him. Sol comes in field instead, still running forward. Brown to the right hand side. Crossing opportunity for the Stones. Brown gets it into the 6-yard box, cleared up into the night sky. Aaron Sibia eventually takes a touch, bobbling around him. Got 2 to the left, 3 to the left. Bone is the recipient of it. He thunders forward past 1. Takes a shot from fully 40 yards. A big scream from someone down in front of us. Might have been Joe Hall, to be fair. Now that shot has not gone well. It's exactly what any other side in the world would do. Bath have equalised late on at Truro. So they're keeping themselves in the mix up the top as well. Bone has gone down from a challenge.
yellow card
the referee's being called into action here with an arm to the face to Bone. Apparently, well, it's a few challenges that he's accumulated according to referee Robinson. And the yellow card is given to Hughes, I believe. Manager Scopes there trying to get his troops riled up. It's Liam Sol who got that booking in the end there for obstructing that kick being taken. 2-on-1 down in the left back area, Maidstone, and a scything challenge there. And a few others are getting involved in a bit of a ruckus here, and the man who made the challenge is about 20 yards away from the initial incident, and Wanjo Smith has apparently put him on the floor. So referee Robinson is going to have a lot to do here, and Aveley outhousing their way to a victory right at the death here, because a lot of this time is going to be eaten up.
I think it was Sam Bone out there. He's done really well. He was put in a difficult situation and closed down by Aveley players. He's managed to turn his men, and then he's been completely taken out, and it's sort of...
To Vaz. Ball down channel to Nanakai. Taking on Aaron Sibia. Goes to ground very easily, and Aaron Sibia comes away with it. Ball to Kelly. Thunders it up pitch. Amanchi tries to get a flick on. Obi will chase it down, but Davis will clear.
The referee has just looked at his clock, and I think that is it.
And Aveley ecstatic with that 3 points they've won. And I'm not surprised, because they have done a very professional number here on Maidstone United this evening.